Ladies and gentlemen, continuing on with our Folklorama 2012 coverage, I have the pleasure of being here at a brand new pavilion. This is the Indigenous Mardi Gras Pavilion, and I'm here with, of course, Buffy Handel, who is the coordinator for the pavilion. Buffy, can you tell us, what is this pavilion all about?
This pavilion is about really expressing the diversity of Native American people, and I think that by utilizing Indigenous really depicts where we all originate from. Whether that's Indigenous to Africa or Indigenous to North America. I think that that is really truly important to be able to use that word. And we've actually had several audience members come up and say, you know, I'm from Texas, and I've never heard of the word Aboriginal before, and so we're using a wide, broad naming process of Indigenous, Native American, Native people, so that people are starting to understand the scope in which there are many different ways to identify Native people. And I think that by creating the origination of why these things are celebrated, there are many big, huge festivals that happen right throughout the whole world, and there is a cultural connection to Carnival and Mardi Gras, but it was really important for us that we didn't depict in a commercialized way what the Indigenous Mardi Gras Pavilion was, and we are a non-alcoholic pavilion, and I personally believe that we are, our audience members and our general public that are coming in, including our VIPs, are really starting to develop the appreciation for the tradition that it is. And people have never heard of Mardi Gras Indians before, and even I hadn't until I performed in New Orleans, and I seen my first Mardi Gras Indian, and it just opened up a completely new world for me. And I am an educator of Aboriginal culture and history, and to be able to come across something like this, which showcases the diversity and Native American people, the Mardi Gras Indians actually, the reason why they celebrate Mardi Gras and they dress at that time is specifically to honor their Native American culture.
And speaking of the choreography, can you maybe describe a little bit about what people can expect when they come to the show?
Yes, what we wanted to do is to ensure that both ethnicities were shown before we actually bring out Mardi Gras Indians, because we do have 4 dancers that are Mardi Gras Indians brought all the way from Louisiana, and so they are kind of, I guess, put towards the end, but we explain through the art of music and dance the origins of the two nations coming together. And so you see the Native American performance, which is a lot of acting, very theatrical, and then you also see a dance that is from Africa, and it's called Yole. And Yole is a happy dance, and we definitely, I did a lot of research before we decided and finalized what exactly we wanted for choreography. We've had many audience members coming up, and if anything, starting to tear up because of how emotionally connected they are to the beginning, middle of the show, and then to finally see these two worlds come together and see Mardi Gras Indians.
Cool. You mentioned the food. Can you talk a little bit about what kind of food people can expect to find here?
Yes, we actually have gumbo and fry bread, and we've actually had a couple of knees buckle. As soon as the fry bread goes into the mouth, you have a couple of people's knees kind of buckling and turning back, and their eyeballs are rolling.
In a good way.
And I personally, I've been telling people, you have not tasted fry bread until you've tasted Takabi's fry bread. They are all the way from Denver, Colorado. 3 very, very special individuals that really have made a strong team in the kitchen. It's been absolutely no issues. They're flowing so nicely. People really aren't standing in line for anything, even at admissions, and I think that that was really important for us to cater to, is making the public happy when they come in here. So
very cool. For those at home who are going to come down, can you say where we are and what times the shows are?
Well, we are 6:45, 8:15, and 9:45, and we are at Broadway Neighborhood Center, which is also another big team member and team player for our Indigenous Mardi Gras Pavilion. The staff here have been absolutely wonderful.
Great. Well, Buffy, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
And we're going to leave you with some of the sights and sounds of the Indigenous Mardi Gras Pavilion.